One of the oldest taverns in Brighton is known as the Cricketers. Its cellars are certainly said to date from as early as 1547. It is a very friendly pub, a very welcoming establishment. But beneath this convivial veneer, darker forces are at work. The pub is frequented by townsfolk, tourists, and many celebrities. In fact, the author Graham Greene was said to be particularly fond of the pub, and is also said to have written much of his crime novel Brighton Rock in the bar upstairs. But there is much speculation that the pub once played host to one of England's most notorious criminals, none other than Jack the Ripper. Well, the Ripper was never caught, but there are many theories to his identity. And one such theory is that he was a man called Robert Donston Stevenson, a former army surgeon and black magic practitioner, who stayed at the Cricketers when it was a rather lowly drinking den with cheap accommodation. It is also believed that he stayed there in 1888, prior to carrying out his grisly murders in the gloomy back streets of London's East End. What is more, Donston, as he liked to be known, was said to be particularly fond of the place. Perhaps that's why his spirit seems so reluctant to leave. A former landlady awoke one night to the sound of barrels being shifted around down in her cellars. Very nervously she went down to the cellar area. On reaching for the handle, the sound ceased. On entering the place, why, not a single barrel seemed to be out of place. But as she ascended the stairs and re-entered the bar, she caught the fleeting glimpse of the apparition of a man in a long cape and wide-brimmed hat disappear into the staircase. And from that moment on would come to speak our dark and brooding presence there, always late at night, whilst alone cleaning the bar. She would sense someone watching over her, and came to speak of a pair of glaring eyes. Until one night, the feeling became particularly intense, and on looking up, found herself face to face with the apparition of a man in a long cape and wide-brimmed hat, his face deathly pale and indistinct, apart from two glaring eyes. Well, could this have been the manifestation of the Ripper? Recent evidence suggests perhaps it could. One night as the pub was closing, a lady customer went to use the toilet facilities. Moments later, the poor woman ran screaming from the place. She told the landlord how she had felt a presence there, though knew herself to have been alone. More disturbingly, she had then felt an extreme drop in temperature. Enter the toilet vestibule, and a cold chill of spectral hands begin clawing at her face. Well, I can't go on, but I do always recommend that any ladies fancying popping in there for a tipple and who may feel the need to use the facilities, that they go to the pub next door. Much safer